Now we're Hi everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Live, Friday night's edition. We're here with the gang, except for a couple of them's going to join us in a minute, including Pearl. But it's been a week, I promise you. So here we are in Alaska finally, and happy Friday. That's Wayne saying that. Wayne Carey. Um, what do y'all want to begin? I mean, let's see. We have traveled the Alaskan Highway, and it pretty well beat us up. Okay, 2 days of rugged. But if I had to pick, I would pick the Alaskan side over the Canadian side. Alaskan side is at least trying to fix it. But talking about washboards, I had to go 8 miles an hour at times. It took us 6 hours to go like 140 miles one day, and 5 hours to go 109 miles the next with a border crossing. And we got to talk about that border crossing too. And here comes Pearl. So, where do y'all want to begin?
Hi. Sorry, I was late.
It's all right.
Down in cold.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we are actually, this is our third night. We're leaving tomorrow to head south towards Valdez, I should say. But we are here for, like I said, 3 nights. This is our last night, and we, believe it or not, we're boondocking at a Chevron station. And if I could show pictures, I'd like to show that. It looks like, let's see, I need to go through the comments here. Looks like Dave.
Lennie come on live, he can do a remote walking.
That would be better.
He's good at that.
Yeah,
Let me put up.
Recording live.
Let me put that up. Comments.
Sure, anxious to volunteer me for hiking. You're the only one that got a nap today.
Oh, comments, there they are. I'm going to put up the link if you want to join us live. Whoever wants to come in. But looks like we got a lot of people here. Dave was first from Our Endeavor. Looks like Bob from Next Exit's here. Wayne Carey's here. And Gary and Carol's here. And Rotten Animals here. And let's see here. Most of us are here. Some of us are a little shy, so they're a little off camera. But anyhow, can everybody hear us just fine? I hope they can. Let us know. And there is the link if you'd like to come on live. Anybody, including Dave from Our Endeavor or Charles and Abby, and also, of course, Gary and Carol from RV Living Life.
Oh, and Ron and Ricky.
Oh, look at there. There's Ricky and Ron.
Yeah.
Very good. So come on in and let's discuss all of this. Guys, where do y'all want to begin?
We can't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, what time? Let's see. The night before we got here, sundown was at 12:06, if I remember correctly, a.m. 12:06 a.m. Can you believe that, folks?
The sunrise was like 3:15.
Well, right now, somebody look it up. I bet it's
It never
like,
got dark.
well, I think it was 11:50 last night.
Yeah, Tom first we're in the Alaskan time zone for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Alaskan time zone. It is 4 hours before the East Coast. I'm sorry it's 9 o'clock out there on the East Coast, but it's only 5 o'clock here. But it's really messing up with our sleep because it really never gets dark, okay?
Sunset's 11:49.
11:49 tonight, sunset.
Sunrise 3:18.
3:18 is sunrise. So
we get up at sunrise, it's kind of a camp rule. Yeah, camp rule. Sunrise, everybody's up.
No, we don't.
they're making that up. If you know me, that's not going to happen.
Ricky says, where's Andrew? Yeah, I know.
There she is. She's doing a cameo here. So, yeah, we're at a Chevron, which has a free dump, free water. If you fill up, you can stay here. It's also a harvest host.
Yeah,
And if you're a Harvest Host, you get 10 cents off a gallon.
I don't know if it's better.
They're still trying to arrange here. But like I said, free water, free dump. They even got a car wash. And, of course, this gang, if you know anything about them, they got to wash everything they own 3 times, okay? So at least some of them do. But, you know, me, I still haven't washed my coats. So, you know, I'm holding out. But the construction on the Alaskan highway was something else. So it gets your rig real dirty, and it beats them up. Isn't that right, Bob?
I didn't hear all that, but I know Don's good enough to know that's right.
Yeah. It beat up Bob and Pearl's coach, and I want him to tell you about his experience because that's been the big ordeal the last couple of days. And tell us what happened, Bob.
Oh, goodness, I kind of forgot. We lost our air pressure. We have a decent coach, and you got to have air pressure for brakes and all kind of stuff. And we lost it. Here where we're at, we've got a Napa, so we went and got an air governor. That's the easiest thing to change. Put that on, it didn't do nothing. And then we got a air dryer, replaced our air dryer where it purges the air. We could feel a leak. And so we decided that was it. But it's an old coach and there is no air dryers in Tok Alaska. Or at least there was one air dryer, but it's like 15 years newer than the one we needed. But Lennie went down and talked to some old car mechanic. And sweet talk, he was a grumpy old codger when I went down there. And Lennie sweet talked him into getting online, and he found the only one that would fit on our coach in Alaska. He found it in Fairbanks. And I wasn't going to Fairbanks because I didn't think it really worked. But Lennie and Wayne and Don, they said, hey, it'll be a road trip. Let's load up and go. And the girls gave us permission. We loaded up, took off, and we got one. We got it put on. And we was thinking we'd have to go back to Arizona in the middle of July. But we're back in
Without a coach.
Yeah, maybe leave it here.
Yeah, without brakes, it's kind of tough, right?
We asked the girls if we could go, and they put a bunch of waters in the Jeep, opened all the doors, gave us the keys. No, don't hurry back. They said it's by the way, it's 200 something miles, a little over 200 miles.
And they filled it up for him before they left.
Yeah. They did what?
Filled it up for him before they left.
Yeah. So we drove all the way, and we saw moose. Two moose. Wayne found them. Driving along, and boom, 2 big old moose right on the side of the road.
Yeah,
7 o'clock, something like that at night.
That was like a 410, 15-mile trip, round trip.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you had to go to Home Depot to get a 1 1/4 inch wrench. So
it was a day, though.
It was a day.
Magic can happen.
And guess what, Bob?
Even in Tok Alaska, dreams can come true.
Charles and Abby says it sounds like you need a jalapeno margarita.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Maybe 2.
Hey, while you're fixing them, I'll take a couple myself. Okay? It
Charles
sounds
makes
good.
the best margarita,
Yeah.
jalapeno margaritas.
I'm-
They're awesome. It's worth going to Oregon just to have them.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they definitely remember that. But let's see. Oh, we got somebody. Who is this? I can't even. Oh, it's Dave. Dave, you ready?
RV Living Life says you
Yeah.
need to shift left. A little more pearl and a little
What is going on, guys? How you doing?
Well, hey, it's a little dark there, Dave. How you doing? We're good now.
Yeah.
We are good now. I don't even
So
know.
I missed it. I was caught behind the commercials, but so I didn't get to hear who broke down.
Yeah, that was Dave. I mean, Dave. That was Bob. Yeah, Bob broke down, and he was just explaining a while ago. You know, he had a air dryer go out, so his brakes went out. And he found the only one in all of Alaska and Fairbanks. Lennie did. And we went and got it yesterday. That was a big round trip of about 415 miles. And anyhow, he got it. It was an expensive fix, but he's on the he can get on the road again. So.
Oh, that is good. Boy, I may have to touch bases on them on that air dryer. I don't know if I've got one or not, and apparently that's an important thing.
Well, they were trying. The guy that sold it up in Fairbanks tried to talk them in and say you can just bypass that. He didn't even want to sell it, but that he said that's what all truckers do. But
oh, is that right?
yeah, we went and got it, but I think it's safer with it myself. I don't know anything about it though. So
I tend to believe that's the way it came out of the factory. It was probably meant to come with that. So yeah, I'd rather keep it.
okay, now I don't. Oh, this
Say hi to Lennie's mom.
Hi, Lennie's
Is Lennie?
Hi, Lennie, mom.
Hi, Lennie's mom.
Is this? Oh, she's right here, huh?
Oh, yeah.
That's Lennie's mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the live. Y'all come on and talk to us.
No.
oh, you gotta come on now, please. Please. We gotta get the scoop on Lennie.
We love sharing secrets on Don's Live. No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make you a deal. We won't do it again.
There, I got a little bit of light. My light went out. I am staying at my brother's place, and he's got a motion sensor light out here, and that went out, so I lost my light.
Okay.
Well, end up in
I couldn't hear that. What was that?
Like it's late there.
Sounds like it's very dark late there.
It's 9:15.
Is it 9:15 there?
Yeah, 9:15 here.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very dark. But yeah, here it don't get dark. You could walk out at 2 o'clock in the morning and it would be not much different than this. I'll be honest with you. I've had sunshine in my eyes after what, 11:30? Yeah, 11:30. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've heard. But now Bob was saying that it was 70 degrees there. I've got a coat on. You can't really see it, but I've got a coat on. It's actually a little bit chilly here.
No, it's 82 last time I looked, and 82, 83.
Wow.
And it's dropping. Okay, it's set down to 79, but again,
Okay.
we're in the shade because it's bright sunshine. It's crazy. But, anyhow, there's a question that Angela asked, how's the knee?
That's for Ricky. Ron and Ricky. Yeah.
That's Ron and Ricky's question.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Ron's probably out running, jogging right now.
Yeah. So what else is new? You made it to your brother's, Dave.
Made it to my brother's and been eating lobster. Actually had lobster last night and then lobster sandwiches tonight. And yeah, life is good, man. Life is good.
It's probably not more expensive for lobster there than it is. Like I got chicken wings a while ago here in Alaska because everything's expensive in Alaska.
They had a sale on live lobster for Father's Day. It was $6.99 a pound.
Wow, that sounds very good.
$6.95 a pound. That's hamburger meat.
Yeah, that's cheaper than hamburger. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
So yeah, I rolled in here a couple days ago, a little bit earlier than I had planned, but I was down by Boston and I had pretty much had enough of Boston, and it was time to get out of there.
Well, it's funny since you didn't hit a bridge, but yeah, you know, those towns, old towns, old towns, they all got short bridges.
Yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit about that on the live Sunday, because I had to come up with that was 2 hours of hair standing on the back of your neck, just every sense that you got on fire, trying to figure out how to get out of that situation. And it wasn't one bridge, it was 3 bridges trying to get back to the highway. And it was an absolute nightmare. And Google Maps, for the first time in 8 years, Google Maps was absolutely worthless.
Yep.
And because it does not account for high profile vehicles. And I did find a free app online that I've been using. I've had good luck with it. I'm going to share that on Sunday. Okay, and that's probably going to be my go-to GPS navigation app from now on.
Well, Dave, tell us all about your live. What time is it this Sunday? And your channel, for sure. Everybody needs to know is Our Endeavor. What else? I'm
kind of watching the time, because I like to try to do it around 6 o'clock on Pacific. But 9 o'clock is a little bit late here, so it'll probably be sometime around 8 o'clock my time. That's East Coast time, 5 o'clock Pacific.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good, and I hope everybody joins him for his live. He's going to talk about his travels around Boston, which I know was his experience. Yeah. When I was up there, I went around Boston. Okay.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. You know, I didn't get to see some things I wish I would have got to see, but I had enough experience in New York, okay? It was Brooklyn and Manhattan and all that. It's bad enough. So, and the bad news is about Google, it wants to give you a different route or change your route because it's going to save you 30 seconds.
Right, and that is another reason that I have stopped using Google Maps, because it takes you off the highway and starts running you down residential streets, and that is just no bueno. Especially especially on the East Coast, these roads are narrow, and I don't know if people really express that enough. You get over to the East Coast, the Northeast, these roads are narrow, and that is not fun. You get turned off because Google Maps is trying to save me 30 seconds, and you start hitting those narrow residential streets, and it's no bueno. So,
well, coming out of New York City, Brooklyn, my RV GPS actually failed on me. It wouldn't find a way out for me without a weight limit. And I got in, so I know it was a good. But Google, I had it plotted out in Google, and then they changed it on me mid-route. So now I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So, it's bad. Google needs to put an option in there. Once you plot a direction or where you want to go, a path, you keep it. You do not. It never changes. No matter if crash on the road.
It's obviously very possible to put in weight limits and height limits as well. Why Google hasn't done that, I don't know. But it essentially, Google Maps turned into a more or less a glorified paper map that day, and I spent 2 hours trying to stop and look at the Google Maps to figure out my own route out of there, because all it wanted to do was send me back over to the parkway where the low bridges were. Right. And that was not an option. So, and Google Maps didn't have an option to get out of that. So it essentially it was a paper map at that point.
Hey, Don.
Yes.
Can we tell the story of our horrific border crossing?
Oh yes, we need to talk. We need to tell you about our bad border crossing into Alaska. Okay, it's from Canada. It's just ridiculous, right? You want to tell that story?
Well, I'll tell my part of it that I observed. We pulled up. I was in the lead vehicle. I pulled up, and there was a stop light. So I stopped at the light, and then there was a border guy, waved us on to a stop sign. I didn't see him, so Angela said, "Pull up." I said, "No, there's a light." She said, "Pull up," and I said, anyway, there was some confusion right away, so I pulled up.
Jumped out with our passport.
And then there was a paper sign that said, "Grab your passports and come on in." And so Angela, we had shut off our radios so that we wouldn't bother the border guys. We shut off our two-way radios. Angela grabbed our passports, left the RV, and went to go tell everybody else that they grabbed their passports and come in. The border agent came out to me and said, "Hey, can you tell the people behind you?" He goes, "Do you have radios? Are they with you?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "Do you have radios?" I said, "Can you tell them not to go past the yellow part?" Apparently there's some sort of radiation there or something. Radar, I don't know. But anyway, I said, "Oh, I just told everybody to shut their radios off so we wouldn't bother your guys' questioning." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And so Angela's running around with passports, yelling at people that do stuff. Not yelling, I know.
I came back with our passports.
Came back with their passports. So all this is going on. I finally moved up. Apparently, Bob and Pearl were being radiated for an extended period of time. When I got out, and we had gone over the part that did not have an overhang, and they waved Don over to this overhang.
Yeah.
And so I was like telling Don, "Wow, I can't believe you fit underneath there." One of the border guys looked at me and said, "Not all of us need to buy big rigs to overcompensate."
Wow.
We don't know what he meant. Angela said that's what the Harley's for, and we all had a good laugh. Ha ha ha, jokey. They were super chill. They didn't ask us, I don't think, any questions.
They wanted us to get on out.
They wanted to get the hell out of there.
They wanted me to tell them why I was traveling with people from Florida. Okay. He moved me over to a 1210 clearance, which almost all of us would fit 1210, right?
Yeah, we're 1210 on the nose.
Oh, okay. So I'm 12.6, so I was just fine.
What they asked
Yeah.
if it was just the two of us in New York. Oh, just they said
Yeah. Oh, they asked me. They asked me if I was the only
That's
one.
the only question they asked.
No other questions.
Wow.
So,
yeah, they were super laid back, easy going, relaxed.
And they did want a restoration, and Angela gave them like one that was from like 3 or 4 years ago.
I gave them an expired registration.
And they didn't question it. So
they ran the passport.
It was a good experience.
We were all out of there.
Nice.
Well, from the time we stopped and time we was all rolling was 8 minutes.
With all the
all four.
Wow.
With all this. And matter of fact,
Not
Wayne
bad.
had a conversation with the guy, and he basically was telling him, "Get the hell out of there."
You go now.
You can go now.
Go now.
You can't stay here all day. Smoke.
They didn't take anybody's plants or anything like that, huh?
They didn't ask anything.
They didn't ask.
They didn't come in. They didn't ask.
One fish and wildlife guy came over to me during this whole mess. I'm standing there going, I don't know what's happening.
You're done. You're ready to go.
He comes over to me and I said, "How's your day going?" He goes, "Pretty swell." He goes, "Are these guys all with you?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, I'm just fishing game. Are you guys got any boats or any watercraft?" I said, "No." "Okay, thanks." And he left.
So we thought the way into Canada was easy. This was even easier.
Oh, yeah. Way easier.
Yeah, this was
Nice.
His thoughts about the roads. We were really, I think all of us were a little bit concerned about the
They
roads.
were rough.
They were. Oh, yes.
But nothing like it's being made out.
Well, it was very washboardy at times, and like I said earlier, my coach.
Do it if you go slow.
Yeah, and here's the problem: there's people that was flying by us, and we wonder why we see a big RV wheel rim on the side of the road. We see a fifth wheel that the back end was kind of half tore off. I mean, these people that go fast, that's how they're tearing up their rigs. If you take it slow and easy, and thank goodness Lennie was leading us, and he was leading us the right speed, you're not going to tear up your rig. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you might ruin your hair dryer.
Might ruin your hair dryer. That's true. Hey, listen, Gary and Carol's been waiting patiently. Y'all ready? All right, let's put them on.
We're ready to go.
Oh, there we go.
There we
How
are.
y'all doing?
Oh, God.
Hey,
How
Gary.
y'all doing?
Oh, there we are.
Oh, look, they're in honor of Dave. They're blacked out.
Here.
Yeah, they're inside. They've got light. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, we
paid
can
the
put more
electric
light.
bill, didn't you? Gary, you paid the electric bill, didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. We could put more light, but
I can put
Yeah.
more light.
it's good. It's good the way it
Yeah,
is.
we want to be able to see you.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. Let's do it right here.
You won't be able to see Carol.
Yeah. Well, that's
I did
something.
not plan
There we go.
accordingly for
Lights on
light.
mine. That doesn't work.
Ask him if he can still see us.
Don't put
I'm
lights on
trying to
mine.
figure out how to arrange that. There we go.
Okay, look at the camera.
There
Carol.
you
Look at the light.
Nice.
The
Go
light's
into
fine.
the light.
The light.
Go into the light.
You gotta do these ones. Here, I'll get them.
All right.
Fix up the studio.
1 sec.
Yes, Charles and Abby, very true. We have been helping each other. I guarantee you, it's so much better experience doing this with a group. But I don't think we'd want more than about 4 RVs. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's anything past that would get hard to find parking spots.
It would. We boondock, so it'd be hard.
Yeah.
All right, y'all back with us, huh?
Yes, we are.
There they are.
There
Is
you
that
go.
better?
Yeah, we can
All right.
see you now.
Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, but are you sure you want that?
Well, Bob said he wants to see Carol. I don't know about you, Gary, but we'll take you with her.
Okay, you broke on that, but I assume Bob is getting retaliated.
Now you're cutting out. I hope that's not us.
No.
I think you missed Don a while ago. Everybody's here. We go. Oh, we're back. I think you missed a while ago. I said, Don, you got to move slightly to the left so we can see more Pearl and less Bob.
I tried.
And they switched sides, so it's good.
Yeah, we're real. Matthew asked, we're really in tow. We are really in tow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could show a picture. I've got a drone footage of this place. I mean, at least a picture of it. Unless you want to go on live and we can send you out
Gary, you want to
mobile.
go do a live broadcast?
Oh man,
Are you gonna?
Anyhow, what's going on with you guys? What's the news?
let's get Gary to do it.
Today is our second last day in our provincial park that we are at right now. We are heading to a island called Manitoulin Island. You may want to Google that. It's absolutely spectacular. And we're going to be on the Georgian Bay.
No, okay.
With our rig facing the Georgian Bay. So we're really excited. We're going to be there for about
15 days. We're going from one waterfront spot to another.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Nice.
when I'm parked on water, I always want my windshield pointing through the water.
Yeah.
They didn't always agree with that. Me, I do point it to the water.
You know,
Even if
I noticed
obvious
that.
now.
I noticed that in Lennie's drone video
Yeah.
that everybody's parallel to the water and Don's facing it.
Yep. Now, when I'm working on my laptop editing video, I'm not facing the water, but I can spin around, prop my foot on them, and look at the water anytime I want. And it just.
I've seen your feet in your slippers looking out the window.
Yeah, you have seen that. I'm not wearing slippers today, though.
Hey, did you tell him what happened with that when we were there on the beach and the bear came by?
Oh, yeah. Well, you tell them.
I can tell a little bit about
You
my
saw it
version.
first.
We were
Then Wayne saw it next.
we were at that spot and we were in Don's clamshell at that spot on the lake.
Worley Lake.
Worley
Yeah.
Lake.
No.
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 That-
Lake by
Yeah.
By Destruction Bay, either way. We were by that particular lake. We were parked that Gary's talking about. And we were in the clamshell playing cards, and we were like looking out at the water. We're like, this is so beautiful, great. All of a sudden, somebody goes, hey, look at that cloud. And then Angela said, I think I saw lightning. And then all hell broke loose. A thunderstorm came in. It was raining bad. The wind almost blew the clamshell over.
It did blow over.
It did blow over. And people were like trapped inside the clamshell. We're trying to get pearl out. All this stuff's going on. And I'm trying to unhook the bungee cords. And I look up and I see this young lady in a bicycle helmet and a yellow rain jacket. And I'm like, who is this? Where'd she come from?
We're in the middle of nowhere.
Two bike riders, bicyclists had stopped by and they were helping us get stuff tore down before stuff got ripped away. So anyway, we all got the thing done. We all ran to our RVs. It's raining a little bit, and we just happened to be looking out at the beach, and I said, who's got their dog out there? And I'm like, holy crap, that's a grizzly bear. A grizzly bear was walking right by all of our rigs. Bob was already outside.
I yelled out the window, bear on the beach!
And Bob's like, I'm busy. I ain't got time for bears on the beach or something. I don't know. We all kind of saw it from our rigs, and we were like, we were just out there not too long ago.
Yeah.
That bear didn't care about us, so he just walked right on by. Bob got a good video of it.
It was a good size
our
bear.
next video here in a couple of days. So you know the backstory of that.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We have somebody with a mobile live. Let's go to them.
Mobile Live.
Matter of fact,
recording remotely.
report remotely. How you doing?
Here's where we're parked. We got all the rigs in a line, just right there. And right here is the gas station. Right here is the car and RV wash. And right there is the grocery store. So we're set up pretty well here.
Oh, don't forget, it's also a liquor store, and it's kind of like a mini Costco, Angela called it, because it's got Kirkland products.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then and next to that is a laundromat for those that don't have washer and dryers. I mean, it's really sweet.
Ever show us the car wash again? That thing is busy all the time.
All the time.
Hours of entertainment.
Yeah, the car wash. Show us the car wash.
Wait.
How long they stay?
All right.
There's actually only one side being used right now, which is unusual. Of course, when both sides being used, when you fill your water, y'all was telling me the water pressure goes to 0.
2 days every
Yeah, there's what the water fill is. Oh, and I left out over here is the garbage, and then right over there is the sewer dump on the other side of those bushes.
So this really is a great place to stay, isn't it?
It is. It is.
It's a big problem.
And it's a harvest host. And you can stay here for up to 3 nights.
3 nights.
Okay.
Nice.
And I just want to say I'm very proud of Wayne and I, because as of this evening, we will have been boondocking for 7 nights in a row.
Wow.
Good job. All right.
Folks, you don't know what
This is Gary
accomplishment is.
signing off.
Right.
I don't know how to sign off.
Close it. Just close it. There you go.
Oh, Carrie broke the internet.
Good job. Good job.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice job, Carrie.
Yes.
And folks, you don't know what that accomplished that is. These are people that's got wash clothes and dishes every day, and they got a shower every day. That's hard boondocking.
That's a big thing, John. That's
So that's not boondocking.
Oh, yes, it really is.
Anyhow, all right. So where we leave off here?
Well,
Go ahead, Dave.
I was looking at you and Lennie. I can't see the rest of you on my map, but I was watching you last night. Now you guys were traveling south. I think Lennie was ahead of you by an hour, but I noticed that you're all. How far south did you have to come back, and were you coming back for parts, or what were you coming back for?
We actually went to Fairbanks for the air dryer, and round trip we did about, I don't know, 415 miles. And Fairbanks is not as big as you think. It's only 32,000 feet, people based on Google. But we had to go there for a park in a 1 1/4 inch wrench. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
are you back on track now, or are you intentionally heading, because you're only about 100 miles back from going into Canada?
Well, we're 100 and we're 100 miles. We're coming 100 miles from Canada. We just got to Alaska. We're actually heading south here and towards Valdez, and we're going to do a boat trip in Valdez and stuff like that. I think we're there 5 days, right? Yep. Okay, but we got a day stop in between where we're going to boondock for 3 nights. In Valdez, we'll have full hookups. So I haven't. Nice. When we left Whitehorse, I haven't had a dump or take on water. I'm good until we get to Valdez. I think that would be a total of like 11 or 12 days. Maybe.
He wins.
I always win. I'm by myself.
Right.
So it's easier when you're by yourself. Right, Dave?
Yeah. You know what? I can go longer with my water and everything. It's typically what I used to do 2 weeks. I can easily do 3, if not even longer than that.
I could go 21 days if I wanted to, if I pushed.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
14, 18 is better.
When you're around
No,
you got to shower more often.
Yeah, I got to shower more often now with these guys.
Well, we're in provincial parks, and all we have is a power plug. So, and we have a 60-gallon bag that we put in the Jeep, and we go get a bag of water about every 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So we use about 20 gallons of water a day.
Yeah, Lennie filled everybody up but me today with the water, so they didn't have to drive over there. Yeah, what do you do with your dump?
We water the plants with the gray, and we take the black up to the dump station.
Okay, so you got a tote.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Well, the tote, we only pull that once a week, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't try to conserve in any way. No. We don't care.
Yeah. Ralph is saying nice coffee shop and great store. I guess he's talking about here. Okay, I'm afraid to click on this one.
Where?
Oh.
So, probably talking about the sourdough cafe, maybe? Oh, maybe the sourdough cafe?
Yeah, you talking about sourdough cafe, Ralph? Let's see here. We saw smoke. Yeah. Oh yeah, yesterday.
You know about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yesterday they actually said they had a fire they put out with a helicopter not too far from here. So, but it was out when we got back.
Nice.
So nice. Out of the fire smoke?
Yeah, we could see it up on the hill. I don't know. The wind was blowing away from us. Yeah.
We saw it coming back down, but it's gone. So thank goodness for that. We did have to endure smoke for 3.5, maybe 4 days from the last day at Whitehorse to the last day when we left that morning from, what's the name of that lake? Destruction Bay. It cleared up, and of course I already did my drone filming and all that with all the smoke, but and I knew it'd be beautiful once it cleared up because we're surrounded by mountains, and it was breathtaking. Yeah.
Do you know why they call it Destruction Bay?
Yeah, I know. We know.
Let me tell you what could happen there. A sudden wind can come up and blow everything all over the place.
We had a local behind us at a table when we was eating there. The only restaurant slash gift shop slash gas station slash what else? RV park, in town. So he was telling us all about it, all about the wind and all. So
We didn't believe him until I came home and Wikipedia'd it.
Wikipedia did.
Yeah.
And our tent blew over.
Yeah. And we were 26 miles from there,
So,
actually.
so when you see a bear outside the clam tent, do you run back in the clam tent?
No.
We were in our RV.
We was already in the RVs because of the pounding rain, actually. I mean, the wind was high, driven rain and all. So, yeah.
Where's Lennie? He's supposed to have the bear spray.
Yeah, well.
I've gotten very lackadaisical.
Yeah.
Very lackadaisical.
So have I. And there's
Yeah, we haven't seen any bears here. Now, we did see a bear on the way here, right?
Yeah.
You know where we are? We're visiting our family, and where we're camped and where they live on a different lake than we're camped at, and it's at about an hour drive in between. And on this road, we've seen bears and moose and deer and raccoons and fox and tortoises and hawks and there's so much wildlife here. It's crazy.
Cool.
Crazy.
What kind of bears, though?
Black bears.
Black.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what you get around here, black bears.
And they're not as large as the ones that you see.
The what?
They're not. They are not as large as the ones you see.
Okay.
These ones
They're not that big.
They're not that big. Yeah.
Can get big, but we've been seeing younger ones.
Yeah.
We have seen a big black bear. What's that?
Gary near Sudbury?
Is Gary where?
Near Sudbury.
What's that?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
near Sudbury. Yeah,
Yes.
west of Sudbury. Well, if
Yes.
you get Angela, look up our location there.
Sometime when we're not on the internet, I got to tell you about my time at the Sudbury police station. Not now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. True
Oh,
story.
don't worry about it. I used to live there.
Real thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to live there. Don't worry.
Dave, you're just a disembodied head right
Yeah.
now.
I know. I will try to have better lighting by Sunday.
That's okay. Right now, it looks like you can tell us our fortunes.
I'm trying to think of what this reminds me of. This is an image we used to see in the past. Like, was it? There used to be a face on a black screen. I can't remember what that was.
A scary movie. It's a scary movie.
It wasn't a movie. It was just a bad dream.
I think Phil Collins did a
That's it.
music
Right.
video on it.
Yes.
It's what?
Phil Collins. He's
Oh, yeah.
right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I remember.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, Charles and Abby. But so it's been great. I gotta admit, it's really above what I expected so far. Would y'all all agree with that statement?
Yeah, but I had low expectations.
Wow, that is not.
I was just above
Did
that.
well.
You guys are, you're doing better than that.
Sir, we're live on the internet right now. We're live on the internet. Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Bring them in.
What's that? Who's on the other end? The whole world.
Whole world.
The whole world.
Yeah, bring them in.
All right. So
I love your shirt.
you love my shirt?
Yeah.
Angela.
I have one just like it. But
Angela's got a red one like it. So
Wow.
I got this at the RV park in Whitehorse. Matter.
Stand next to Don and show them your shirt.
No.
Angela, show your shirt.
No.
Don.
Some people
Don.
might not.
When you're
Yeah.
showing a shirt, you got to go like this.
Yeah, well, I no longer have any. Yeah, no longer have any. But so y'all are enjoying your stay, and Dave, I guess you're having fun with your family, your brother.
Having a blast. It's good to see my brother. It's the last time I was here was about 4 years ago, so it's good seeing them again. And it's ironically my nephew that doesn't live too far away from here. him and his wife just flew down to Florida, and they just got there today. So I won't get to see him until they come back. I believe they come back next Wednesday. So we swap places apparently.
So how long are you there for?
I'll be here until after the 4th, and then I head up to Maine. And I'm just gonna be in Maine for a couple weeks. I used to live down in that area for a very short time in my life, but I have grandparents there that have been buried there, and I have not been to their gravesite, so I'm going to go and see them, see my grandmother's old place, which was right on a bay, and just kind of take a trip down memory lane a little bit and kind of take that in.
That's always good to do.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. I've got to go paint tinker.
Okay.
Good night, Miss Pearl.
Good night, Pearl.
See you later.
Pearl is going to feed Tinker. If y'all didn't, I can't believe she didn't bring them. Bring her, I should say. Tinker, if you're not familiar, I think most of you are. Cutest little dog. You know, kind of reminds me of a little teddy bear.
Nice.
Angela, show your shirt.
Okay, but don't nobody get mad. Even Don took it well. See?
What is it?
I love it.
I can take the truth and the joke. Since I'm from Texas, in case people out there didn't know. Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I have to say that sorry to everybody out there. I have missed the last few lives because I am learning that most of the East Coast lives without cell signal, apparently. At least data signal, because unless we're in a big city, there's no cell signal. I mean, and so it has been pretty rough. Last week, I wasn't but 15 miles outside of Boston, but I didn't have enough signal to even make a phone call.
We can relate to that. Where we're at here, my brother has Starlink, and we have Starlink. And when we drive from here to my brother's an hour away, we have no cell service.
None.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I actually have my Starlink mounted full time, pointing straight up on the back carrier, cargo carrier on my rig, where my spare gas and little generator is, backup generator. So I've got Starlink full time now. I've got to pay attention to park it which direction I park it. So believe it or not, sometimes I got to park it where the rear end's facing south, but most of the time up here, like now, I have to point it facing north, which surprises me because there ain't nothing north here. You know,
right. Yeah, that is strange.
I want to know when you're going to get Starlink.
Was that to me?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Elon to sponsor me, so it hasn't come through yet. But we're working on a deal.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Right.
We mounted our Starlink flat a couple of months ago, or actually we were down in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we were where we did it. But anyway, it's been flat for we did it before we went to the US. We did it last fall.
Yeah.
So we've been like a year on Starlink flat on top.
Well,
satellite all the time, cell phone all the time, everything all the time. It's perfect.
Yeah, I really like that setup that you've got.
Yeah.
I have the Gen 2, you know, that articulating one.
Articulated.
And you put it flat, and you can drive down the road even in a pickup, and apparently it does not affect it.
Yeah.
You know, I did it myself.
Okay. Oh, they're frozen.
No.
Dave, are you there? Okay.
I'm still here. Yeah, okay. I'm still here.
All right, Lennie, what was you going to say, by the way? You were saying something.
I'm always talking something.
Okay. You're a good deal with Starlink.
Oh, I did. I worked out a negotiation with Starlink. I have a deal now with them where I pay them $165 a month, And I was able to buy the Starlink dish a few years back at retail cost. And so far, the deal has been ongoing.
Yeah, it's worked out. At least for Elon Musk, it worked out for him.
That was 100%.
So did we lose Wayne somewhere down the road?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Okay. Oh,
I think we lost Gary. We lost Gary and Carol.
yeah, we lost Gary. They'll be back maybe. They must be having Starlink. It's Starlink. Yeah.
Well, he did do it himself. There's a lot of trees up there.
But yeah, it actually works, and I have. Of course, I don't need it going down the road. I have communication, on my Google Maps and stuff like that going down the road.
And Bob's been using the Mini lately, and he hasn't had any problems with it.
It gets slow sometimes, and there'll be little gaps, but it's all, we have usable internet all the time.
Yeah.
And the Mini is the same price monthly?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But you got to buy different antennas.
Right. Which means you have to have a different account.
I like that setup that Gary and Carol had, and I may, if and when I ever do pull the trigger on that, I may look for that. But I'm going to look into that cheaper monthly that is limited. I think it's a 50 gigabyte limit, and
I guess you can always up.
It just for those times when I can't pull off a live, it'd sure be nice to have that. But we'll just have to play that by ear as we go.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Bob's got a sweet thing. He moves it to his Jeep when they're Jeep camping, or he moves it to the roof with a mounted with a magnet, right, Bob?
Yeah.
So he moves. So he.
Except for the cost, it's a great thing.
Yeah. That $165 a month is hard to swallow.
Yeah, that's it. And when you're working on, for me, when I'm working on, with a budget and I only have so much per month, that's, you look at that and go, that really just puts it out of the ability for me. It's not that I couldn't do it. It's what would I have to give up to make that happen? And, I just haven't found something that is worth giving up to make that happen.
I got you. Hey, Gary and Carol, y'all ready? They're back. All right. I think I see a thumb. Either that, it was a one finger salute. I'm not sure.
We were listening to you guys talk about us while we're in the green room.
Bob's the one mentioned they're having Starlink problems, but that's exciting.
Well, I was going to mention, but we got cut off there. But where we are now, the coach is facing east. So we had to lift the Starlink off the magnets, turn it, and put it down because we're here for 23 days, right?
Yeah.
And here we pointed north as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I was over there on the East Coast and Maine area and stuff, it wanted to point to off to the Lennie, across the Lennie. Is where it wanted to point east, which I thought was weird, but I guess the satellites are everywhere, so it knows.
Interesting.
But anyhow, so I've had it point every way but west.
Well,
yeah, but
there you are.
And now that we're back, if we are,
we are. You are.
Because we pointed it back the normal way to leave here, it's pointed into the trees in front of us again, right?
Yeah.
But it really doesn't matter which way it's pointed if you're in the, But when you get into trees, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Don't you have it flat?
It's almost flat. It's 15 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh, 15 degrees. Okay.
Yeah. I would say
the wind comes to the front of it and blows up. And we saw a guy in a park's vehicle here, the wardens, which are the park police. They have them on their trucks here. And I
think he froze again.
We're going to wait for him this time. Hopefully he won't drop.
Yeah, there you go.
driving down the road and stuff. Just
Oh,
having
Yeah.
little poles, you know.
We've seen them on pickups. That's where, and I've always wanted to try it. I always thought it would work, and I saw a pickup doing that. So I knew if he can get away with it, I can do it with the wind being partway blocked on the back of the rig. Okay, they're back.
I've seen some guys mounted on the back of their tractor. You know,
Oh,
tractor
wow.
trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
They put it behind the
Well, I was going to ask you, Gary, why do you have to turn that? Since it's generally permanently mounted, and you basically have in motion satellite, you know, with that. Why, when you get to the park there, will it not turn a certain direction? If the satellites are in a certain direction, you can't get it. Is that the reason you have to turn it?
Well, it's mounted, you know, physically mounted that it does not turn. The way Starlink works is it points itself towards the direction it wants. You know, it looks out the direction it wants. But because we have a very small circle in the sky that's open, we have trees all around us, right?
Yeah.
Like if Angela looks on her phone where we are, you can see how many are around us, but we have one clear spot right above us. And because of that, we get a break every 45 seconds to a minute or every 5 minutes for about 10 seconds. So if we turn it to the optimum direction, it's a little bit better.
And a lot of the newest Starlinks, they don't move. They don't articulate like mine. Mine's a Gen 2. I assume Gary's was a Gen 2, and you went to something different apparently. But now a lot of them, they just lay at an angle on the ground, and you have to. It'll tell you which way to physically point it yourself.
That's what ours is.
When mine's, and there is a mode that you can put it in, and Bob was the one who showed me this. You can put it in flat mode, and when I do that, it does not search.
Right.
It just accepts what it's got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
I did a video about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it works.
I was comparing it flat or tilted when I used to have the version 2 like you have.
Right.
And I could find no difference in how well it worked.
Well, I do see, I think it's slower than normal, but I've never been up here before. So
True.
It's still fast enough where I can stream anything I want. I can upload videos, no problem. I can do it all. So it does everything I want to do. So I don't worry about it.
Yeah. If you have open sky, it's great.
No self-service whatsoever.
Yes.
Of any type. And that's when it really comes in handy.
Oh, yeah.
No internet's better than no internet.
When you're boondocking out in the middle of nowhere, and we've been doing that a lot, there is nothing. So Starlink lets us communicate. We can use our cell phones. We can stream videos, upload videos. We do anything we want, just like we're in a city. And that's why another reason why I like boondocking, you know. And I ran my generator, onboard generator, last 2 nights, one for an hour, last night for like 40 minutes, just to cool it off before I go to bed, you know. But as far as my battery's concerned, I've only ran my small generator one time to charge up my batteries. I mean, even like right now, if I was to look, I'd be surprised if I'm not above 90%, 95% batteries, even though it's overcast right now. So,
did you see the fat bug on Don's shoulder?
That was a huge bee.
well, good. It didn't bite me.
The bugs are huge.
It almost took your hat away.
We've seen flies. Oh, we've seen flies that were huge. We've seen mosquitoes that were huge. And Bob, tell them about that one that almost hit you in the face yesterday riding in the passenger seat.
I guarantee you,
Wayne.
nobody has seen a bug like this bug. We were driving back from Fairbanks, and all of a sudden there were 3 pieces of blood, probably the size of a quarter each one, or at least a nickel. There's no bug has that much blood in them, but it's just, man, something hit the windshield, there's blood all over the windshield.
Red, real dark red.
I never have any of us seen that.
Did you see any teeth or anything? I mean, and look who we got a guest coming in through the crane here. Look at this.
Yeah.
Tinker.
Hey, Tinker.
There's Tinker.
I haven't physically petted Tinker since Quartzsite.
Oh, wow.
Tinker's every day.
Yeah. Tinker is sweetheart.
Tinker's our favorite dog on this trip.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I hate to say it, I'm going to have to get out of here, but hopefully I'll see everybody again on Sunday.
Yes.
But
What time, Dave?
we're gonna shoot for that 8 o'clock time frame, so that's what we're going for. And I seem to have pretty good internet signal here at my brother's, so we're gonna go with that.
So you're saying 5 o'clock Pacific.
No, you're
5
Eastern,
o'clock
right?
Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. Yep, you got it.
All right.
So it'll be 4 o'clock here.
It'll be 4 o'clock Alaska time.
What time would it be?
Yeah,
there?
4 o'clock Alaska.
Where did Wayne go? I want to tell him something, and it's something that Dave brought me to figure out eventually too. Is when Wayne had his issue. I don't know if you know this, Dave, but Wayne also had an issue with his power system there, and it turned out to be a loose bolt on a bus bar.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what I had. And I wanted to tell him that bus bar that he has, when you tighten the bolts down, they're tightened against the plastic. And when that gets too hot, it heats the plastic up and it shrinks. And then the contact above gets looser. And then it gets hotter. And then it shrinks more and it gets looser. So the bus bar he had that those things came loose on, he should get one that's higher powered.
Okay.
Wow, you know what? That is great. That is great to know, Gary, because I never thought about that, but you're absolutely right. And once that start heating up, that'll get loose even worse, and it'll start getting really hot. So that actually becomes a kind of a fire danger too.
Well, I don't know about a fire danger. I guess so, depending what's around it. But it just gets looser and looser. And then when you go to use a high use item like your microwave or your whatever, an air conditioner or whatever, it kicks out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But anything else seems to run fine, right?
So, Gary, we're assuming when you say higher power, you're talking about rated higher amperage, right?
Air conditioners.
No, I'm talking about bus bar, rated higher amperage bus bar.
No, 1,500 watt devices, right? Like air conditioners and coffee pots. Well, maybe 800 to 1,000, but microwaves. Even my jacks, my hydraulic jacks were kicking down because same bus bar. My hydraulic jacks, I go to put my jacks up and it would kick out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I replaced all the problems with my main power switch. It used to be a 400 amp power switch. It burned out twice on me over the 4 or 5 year period. So I put a 600 amp on it. Overkill. All the power bars, they all used to be 400 amp power bars. They're all 600 now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, I never thought about the plastic, and that's got me thinking I may go and double check all of my connections. As those get loose, they start getting hot, and that will only get worse. So I know that you can fry wiring that way too, and it's not anything. There's nothing that's malfunctioning. It's just that loose connection heating up,
and it drives you nuts trying to find it.
Yeah. Well, guys, I got to get out of here. I'm glad that everybody is getting there safe, and sorry to Bob and Pearl. That sounds like you could have done without that, but hopefully we'll see you guys on Sunday.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming on, Dave.
See you, Dave.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Night.
Take care.
All right. It won't. There it goes. All right, Gary. Where's Carol? So we can all say goodbye.
You want to say goodbye?
Hi, guys.
Carol's way in the back getting stuff done.
All right.
I got it.
All right.
Zoom in. She's got her nightie on.
Oh,
Let me get my chair over there. Here, hang on. There you go.
maybe I should expand that.
She's back there folding laundry.
Okay. Well, it's time to call it a night, folks, and I appreciate everybody being here. Gary, thank you for coming on. And everybody, next week I should be on track for Thursday night like normal, but we had to miss it last night because of going and getting the park.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody have a good night and a great week, and we will see you next week.